Today we are going to take a field trip to a finishing farm. This finishing farm is where pigs live and grow till they reach their adult size. The farm also has cows, which we will talk about a little bit later. A finishing farm is a hog farm where the pigs or hogs are grown until their adult size. This farm is located in Rose Hill, North Carolina. But before we get to the farm, we're going to stop by one of Rose Hill's most famous spots.
Headed down south to the land of
The world's largest frying pan. This frying pan is 15 feet in diameter, weighs 2 tons, and can cook 365 chickens at one time. It was built in 1963 and has cooked chickens for many festivals and events in the town of Rose Hill. Rose Hill is a huge agricultural town, and many chickens, turkeys, hogs, and cows are grown here as a means of income for many people. It is a great small town full of Southern hospitality. Now that you've gotten some background on the town, let's go visit the farm and get a behind-the-scenes look into the life of a farmer and its animals. How many of you enjoy eating bacon, sausage, or pork chops? Do you know where the meat comes from? It comes from an animal called a pig. Pork from pigs is the most widely consumed meat in the world. Pigs are also used in other products as well. Doctors use valves from pigs to use in human heart surgery. Their skin can be used for handbags and many other products. Pigs are vital to creating products that many of us use every day.
pines. I'm thumbing my way to North Carolina, staring up the road and pray to God I see headlights. I made it down the coast in 17 hours, picking me a bouquet of dogwood flowers, and
Now we have arrived to the farm. This farm is managed by Justin Usher. As a manager, he ensures that all operations run smoothly and he is in charge of maintenance when needed. This farm has 12 houses total, which means there are around 14,000 hogs on site. The hogs will live here for 18 weeks. They arrive here when they are around 48 pounds, and when they leave after 18 weeks, the hogs will weigh about 280 pounds. That is a huge difference. There are many aspects or pieces that go into raising these pigs every day. The temperature in the houses must be just right. The pigs have to have plenty of food and water, and they even have to be treated with medicine, like you and I do when we are sick. Right now, this farm does have a virus, so when you see the sign that says PED, this is the warning sign to display cases of viruses. There are many precautions or steps taken in order to try and not spread the disease to other farms. How many of you take Tylenol or aspirin when you get sick? These pigs do the same. The aspirin is in a powdered form and is placed in the water bin in the pump house. The pump house then sends the water through the pipes into the 4 houses. When pigs weigh between 40 pounds and 100 pounds, there must be 2 to 3.5 pounds of feed per pig per day. This would be about the same as a bag of oranges you would get from the grocery store. When pigs are full grown, they weigh anywhere from 171 to 244 pounds. When they are this size, they require anywhere from 5 to 6 pounds of feed per pig. That would be about the same weight of a bag of potatoes. Pigs require a lot of food in order to survive. Now let's look at the important parts of a hog house which are essential to keeping the hogs comfortable. First, we'll look at the feed bins. Feed bins hold the feed for the pigs. At the bottom of the pen You can see a pipe coming from it. This pipe runs into each house and carries feed into a feeder. The feeder is where the pigs receive and eat their feed. Pig waste is then transferred to what is called a lagoon. On this farm there are 3 different lagoons, one for every 4 houses. This lagoon has to be kept at a certain height and there are very strict regulations. For example, farmers can't pump the lagoons into rivers and streams, and they can't pump if the ground is too wet. So when we have a lot of rain, farmers are worried about the lagoons overflowing. Lagoons' contents are pumped into a field with what is called a center pivot irrigation pump. This is a center pivot irrigation pump. It is 540 feet long, which is almost 2 whole football fields, and it can pump 400 gallons of waste per minute. It can only run for about 8 hours at a time. While it's pumping, the farmer or farmhands must be on the farm or close by to make sure it is working correctly. They also have to ensure that it doesn't flood the fields. The lagoon waste acts as a natural fertilizer. This is called a loading chute. This chute is how pigs are transferred in and out of a house. Next are the curtains. Curtains help to regulate the temperature inside the houses. When the curtains are all the way up, it's cold outside, and when it's warm outside, the curtains need to be pulled down. This is called a pump house. This is where the equipment is held for the watering system. It is also a place for the manager to complete paperwork that is necessary for daily functions.
Hoping for Raleigh, I can see my baby tonight. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me.
This is the reality of running a farm. There are constantly repairs and maintenance work that has to be completed. Right now, he is working on a machine that raises and lowers the curtains on the houses. This farm is full of pastures as well. These fields are used for cows to roam, and they are used to grow hay. Hay is used to feed the cows, and it provides another way for farmers to bring in money. They can sell their hay to other farmers or businesses.
Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me.
Cows are also an important part in agricultural business. They provide meat for us to eat. Can anybody tell me what kind of meat comes from cows? Hamburger and steak come from them. Farmers raise cows to have a source of income and food. When the cows are a good size, they take them to a cow sale. Their cows are then auctioned off depending on the weight of the cow. When cows are in a field, farmers try to keep only one bull per field. A bull is the male cow. If there are too many, they will start to fight with each other. The female cows are called heifers if they have not had a calf. If the female has had a calf, they are just called cows. A baby cow is called a calf. All in all, farmers have a lot to deal with in a day's time. Farmers are very important to our society and economy. Farms provide food, money, and jobs to many people in our community. Without farmers, we would have to hunt our own food. So next time you see a farmer of any kind, be sure to thank them.